Hi, Peeps. Happy Monday. So, welcome to another episode of Coffee Talk, minus the coffee, drinking water. I just actually got back from post office, mailing off my orders. Had to go pick up a couple of groceries. So, I thought, ooh, this hair. Sorry. So, I thought that I would do this video now before I do my thing and get started with prepping for some upcoming journals. So, as I promised, I was going to give my personal experience, and this is my personal experience of my very short time on Zibbet. So, I talked about it a little bit on my live the other day. Thank you guys who showed up um, at my live. It was kind of spontaneous, and thank you so much for dropping by and kind of hanging out with me while I played around with some patty papers. And you guys didn't even tell me to flip my camera so you can get the view of the over the shoulder view. I don't know what I was thinking. This is the second time I've done that. The first time I recorded a process video, and thank you, Michelle, who let me know that I recorded the video, my process video, upside down. I don't know how I did that because I edited the whole video and my head was not in the game when I did that because I totally NYC life. That's probably the ambulance. The lady got hit by a car. When on my way back, I saw her laying in the street. She was, she was alive and she was moving, so thank God. But she was walking in the middle of the street, not at the intersection. So I don't know. Anyway, hopefully, pray she's fine. Yeah, so I don't know how I got sidetracked. So I wanted to talk about my Zibbet experience. And I'm not here to bash Zibbet at all because I know there are a few ladies. One who I was trying to get some help from the other day when I was struggling with the whole experience I had on Zibbet. But she has been on Zibbet for years. She loves it. She does well on it, and it works great for her. So I'm definitely not here to bash Zibbet. I think it is a great platform. It just didn't work for me, and it could be because I was testing it out on the free membership as a free membership. So maybe the experience would have been better had I used the paid membership. I don't know, but guys, it was a struggle. It was a struggle. So let me just tell you what my two main things that was deal breakers for me. One was they don't do shipping labels like Etsy does. So I had my 3 magazine journals on there. One sold, and I didn't even know really that it sold because I didn't think I got a notification. So what happened was they send you an email notification, and the email was in my spam folder. So long story short, I got a sale, and so I'm ready to print my shipping label, and that's not an option. So I'm like, okay, so now I have to print my own shipping label. That's not going to work for me because I'm used to printing my shipping label, printing the packing slip right there, getting it together and then dropping it off at the post office just like I did today. So that was the first deal breaker. The second was, and this is my experience, so I don't know if this is how it works for everybody, but I'm assuming that when you make a payment, when you make a sale, the payment goes to PayPal. I don't know if it's every payment goes to PayPal. I don't know, but I know that this customer paid with PayPal. So it went to PayPal, and I'm assuming they generate an invoice. So I went to PayPal. It prompted me to accept or deny payment. So, of course, I accepted the payment. Then it prompted me to verify with my bank account information And I don't remember if it said verify with your bank account and or verify with your PayPal MasterCard, or is asking me to sign up for a PayPal MasterCard. I'm thinking it's probably saying verify with your PayPal MasterCard, either that or the bank account. Which I was like, well, why do I have to do all that? I'm already linked to PayPal. Like, why do I have to verify? Excuse me, got the hiccups. That came out of nowhere. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going through all that. That's just ridiculous. Excuse me while I take some water. So luckily, I have a relationship with this customer. She was actually my first Etsy customer. So I contacted her, told her what was going on. We decided that I would just deny the payment and then I would generate my own invoice directly to her. That didn't work. Same thing happened. So long story short, it never happened through PayPal. It was just a hot mess. We tried everything to get the payment to me and it did not work. So I ended up taking everything off of Zibbet. I canceled her transaction on Zibbet and I put my magazine journals on Etsy. She ended up paying for the same journal through Etsy, and that was that. So, like I said, I'm not here to bash Zibbet. It works great for some people, but that experience did not work for me at all. It was a complete headache. It was a nightmare. So, for me, they would have to tweak those few things for me to try it again. And like I said, it may be different if you pay that membership. I don't know. But what I did, the things that I did like about Zibbet is one, the market of junk journals is not saturated. That I do know. I just typed in, I don't know, something. I think I typed in, I don't know if I typed in junk journal or whatever, but my junk journal popped up on the first page. So, I just was just playing around with the system just to see how, how it was to, how you can work, how it works, basically. And I found it was good. It's just those two things. I need to be able to print my shipping labels at home. And it needs to be a better system for checkout, for, in my opinion, for me, because that was not good at all. So, and I do like the listing process is very similar to Etsy. And what I really liked about Zibbet is that you can break down your category in a bunch of subcategories. Like, say for instance, I put up a fabric journal. So I put fabric journal, and then I think it asks you, I don't want to say something that's wrong, but I think you can put like it's vintage fabric or like retro fabric. It's just some other categories that they have as well. So it's really specific, which I think is really cool. So it makes it easier for people to find your product, I guess. So all in all, my experience wasn't the best because of those two things, but will I try it again? Absolutely. If they fix those two things, because I can't I can't go through that again. That was really, really bad. So yeah, I definitely will try it again if they tweak those two things. I think it's like I said, I think it's a great site. Like I said, there are ladies who do well on it. They love it. They've been on it for years, but yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. And like I said, it could just be because I was, on the free membership. So maybe that's what it is. So that was my very short Zibbet experience. I recommend if you're just starting out that you go to Etsy because Etsy's extremely popular. It's easier to use, and especially if you're a newbie, I think you will be totally lost at Zibbet. So I think, Etsy has their crazy fees, and I'm not happy with them at all. But for right now, I'm sticking with Etsy for now. Will I try other platforms? Absolutely, I will. Um, but for right now, I'm gonna stay where I am. So yeah, that's my very short experience with Zibbet, and yeah, that was it. So the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm going to try my best to make this short and not ramble. This is my third time recording this because I just feel like I ramble way too much. So, but that's just me. I just can't help it. So, as some of you may or may not know, Etsy is my full time job. And it was not supposed to be that way. I was talking about this on my live the other day. This was not supposed to be my full time job. It just happened to be that way because before I opened up my shop, I was on unemployment. Um, and it was coming to an end. My benefits was about to end. And so I was like, well, this is probably the best time for me. I had been procrastinating and making up excuses of why I shouldn't open up my shop. And I'm like, I don't have anything to lose right now. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I opened up my shop. It did well. I opened it up right before Christmas, like September. So, I was surprisingly really busy. My shop was busy really fast. So, still I wasn't thinking that this was going to be my full time job. I was thinking, okay, so I can do this until, while I look for a full time job. Well, then, I went on a few interviews, nothing came of it. Still working my shop, doing my thing. And um, as my shop became a little bit more popular and I was making more sales, I was like, okay, this could be like my part-time job, and I can get, a regular part-time job. You know what I'm saying? Like I can get a part-time job to, pay for my expenses, and then the money that I get from Etsy can go to like my supplies and whatever. And, making sure I have enough inventory to keep creating and doing what I do. But I have not found a part time job yet. You guys, I've been looking and looking and looking and looking. And I know I've said this before, for months, and then nothing. I really thought, especially during Christmas time, that I would find something because everybody's hiring during Christmas time because they want that seasonal help. I applied everywhere, everywhere. I'm not even being picky. I applied in my field, out my field. I applied at Staples. I applied so many times at Michael's I can't even count. I've applied everywhere. I've even applied to be a nanny. Nothing. Zero. So I say all that to say is because financially I am just getting by. And I mean struggling to get by. And I'm not saying all this because I'm looking for sympathy or pity or any of that, because I know a lot of us are struggling. But everything that I make from my sales goes to my living expenses, and it leaves very little for other things. As you can probably tell, I don't do a lot of haul videos because I don't do a lot of shopping because I don't have money to go shopping. The very few times I'm either shopping at the thrift store, or I get a couple of books from eBay, but that's pretty much it. I don't do a lot of shopping because I don't have a lot of money. And that, for the most part, I don't really need a lot of stuff, but there are some things that I do need to keep going. So anyway, um, saying all that to say, um, I have the teacher. Well, she was my teacher, not my teacher anymore. When I was a teenager, I went away to Job Corps. And if you don't know what Job Corps is, it's basically like a boarding school kind of. My mom passed when I was young, so I left high school and I went to this to Job Corps, and they teach you a trade, and you get a stipend, and you can get your GED if you don't have it, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I went there. I met this my teacher at the time, and she basically became my second mom. And anyway, long story short, we still keep in contact. We are Facebook friends, and she had contacted me about my journal kit because she wanted to be on the list for my next journal kit. Junk journal kit, and that's how the list started because I didn't have a list. She started the list. So she was also telling me how much she loved what I was doing, and how she's been watching me grow creatively, and that she thought I should start doing online classes. And I was just like, whoa, this is she. That's a lot. I don't think I can, I don't think I'm ready for that. I don't feel like I have anything to offer people. And she does what she does, and she encourages, and she's like, of course you have so much to offer. And she went on and on and on. I won't tell you everything she said, because I will start crying because she's just amazing. Um, but, I don't have, that may be something like way in the future I may consider doing. Even if I wanted to right now, I couldn't because I don't have the proper camera or the area to set up any type of online classes. So that may be something I can think about in the future. Maybe. I don't even know. I don't even know how we even begin with that. But anyway, I say all that to say, I have been thinking about how to make a little extra something because, like I said, supplies is something that I need to keep going. I need to be able to have adhesive and, you know, I won't say paper because Lord knows I have enough. I have enough paper. But if I want to keep doing like the kits and, just stuff to keep my business going, it requires money. And being a creative, even making videos, that's it's a job. Let's just be real. I mean, we love it because if we didn't love it, we wouldn't do it. It's a job. It's and they say time is money, and it takes a lot of time to make these videos, edit the videos, whether you edit or not. It takes time. When you're especially when you're trying to like do a tutorial and or a process video or whatever you're trying to do, it takes a lot of time. And we do it because we love doing it. So don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I love what I do. I love what I do. Absolutely love what I do. Otherwise, like I said, I wouldn't do it. But I understand. At first, when I heard about it, I did not understand why people did it. When I heard about Patreon, I didn't understand why people. I'm like, so people are paying you to do what you already like. I didn't get the whole concept behind it, but I do now. And someone mentioned it to me a while back, and that's not really the platform for me. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's not the platform for me. Um, and I've noticed that a lot of people who, and again, I'm not knocking anybody. I noticed a lot of people who do Patreon, they kind of disappear from YouTube. And I don't ever want that to happen because this is where I started. I started here in 2009. I've been on YouTube a long time. So I don't ever want to feel like, and I'm not saying this is what they feel like. I'm just saying I don't want to ever feel like I'm too big for YouTube, because people are paying me on Patreon. That's where all my focus is going to be. And I don't want that. That's not for me. I mean, that's fine if that's what that's what you want. Or I'm not saying that people are bad for doing that. I'm just saying for me, I don't want to disappear from YouTube. And I feel like a lot of people who do Patreon, they kind of forget about YouTube. Um, and I don't want to do that. But I do need help. And this is hard for me to even say, but I do need help. So I do have a Cawfee account. And those of you who don't know what Cawfee is, like Patreon, but not. So it's kind of like how they describe it. It's like a tip jar where people can donate. Your supporters or subscribers can donate. Um, the lowest amount right now is $3, but I'm going to do the gold membership so I can reduce the donation to $1. And with the gold membership, I can offer like paid content. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see a tutorial on something, um, I can, if you pay X amount, I can give you the link and you can watch that tutorial or process video or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I want to know what you guys think about that. Because I have to think of something I have to do. I have to think of something to do. I'm still job hunting. Nothing's changed. And nothing has, I haven't even gotten any callbacks for any interviews in a while. So, you know, I got to do something because every penny I get pretty much goes to my living expenses, and there isn't much left over. And I don't need clothes or new handbags or I don't need anything like that. I'm an introvert. I stay in the house. The most places I go is to the post office, to the grocery store, to the thrift stores every now and then, and that's pretty much it. I don't really go anywhere. I like being at home. I like being in my happy place here. So I'm not trying to buy anything expensive. I would like to eventually get a better camera because I do my process videos on this old Samsung Galaxy Note. I think it's a 3. This was my old phone, and this is what I do my process videos on. And then my cell phone that I'm using right now, I don't even know what the name is. It's an LG something, and it's not a fancy phone. I don't require a fancy phone as long as it does what I need it to do. I could care less. I'm not that type where I need the latest and greatest gadgets. As long as you take pretty good video, pretty good pictures, I can text and call people. I'm good. I don't need anything fancy. So I don't even know. I don't even remember the name of this phone, but it's an LG something. Um, yeah. So I just want to be able to buy the things that I need to keep my business going, basically. And if you have a little extra to donate, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you don't, and you just can support me like you've been with your comments and your love and your support, that is just as good. Trust me when I tell you, sometimes your comments is what get me through the day. I'm not gonna even lie. So, yeah, anything you can do to help me keep going, I appreciate it. I really, really do. And like I said, I will be doing the gold membership, and I'd like some feedback from you guys to let me know what kind of things you think you might want, me to do, like tutorials or whatever. I don't really know what I could possibly teach you because to me, I don't really do anything that special, so I don't know. I have no idea, you guys. But let me know either way. I'd like your feedback. Yeah, so I don't want this video to be too long. I appreciate you. Oh my God, so much. You have no idea. My channel is growing, growing, growing. I'm not able to monetize because I don't have the views. So, but that's okay. It'll come when it comes. That's how I believe. Everything happens for a reason. And maybe there's a reason why I have not found a job yet. Maybe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know. But I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, hoping you guys will continue to support me in whatever way you can. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week. I'm going to get started working on some new stuff, and I will see you next time. Have a great one, and thanks so much for watching. Bye.